we're getting ready. Hi. Strange Norwegian food today. We still have the fenalår from last week. There's something strange under, no, there's something easy under there. Knäckebröd, hi Runa.
Hello.
Lefse, which we made, and just starting. So it's probably like skipped a link and just starting. Officially now, Runa's here. You look so happy. I'll put it this way today. My camera might be crooked though. It's an extreme close-up of you. Karl! So we'll start out with the weird stuff and then we'll finish with needle binding because somebody has to go early. There he is. Okay, now what should we start with? Because Karl's not here yet, so you get to choose. Although the left's is not quite done yet, so I think we have to wait on this one a minute. There we go. And I have a chat up so I can see it. So you can unwrap some stuff here and I'll say hi. If
Hello.
I put this here, we'll watch you pick stuff. So how much of this is weird? You gotta like point out what's new to you too, because you're Norwegian.
This.
That one I don't think is
not
actually,
it.
this isn't
This is
Norwegian.
new.
This was sitting on the counter forever, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity for Karl to eat it.
This is new for me.
That's it, Norway. See you, Georg.
See you.
Hello, everybody.
Georg says bye.
Say hello to Angela.
He's going clothes shopping. You're ditching us to go clothes shopping.
No, I'm not
No.
going clothes shopping.
No, you're not going clothes shopping. You're getting your clothes approved. Yeah,
What I have in the cupboard.
that's a good idea. I think I'm still crooked here,
Get
but
some help from my...
that's what daughters are for, to correct your fashion sense if you don't like it.
Problem
think we're
I've never tried.
Should we try the sweet stuff first? See you! I see Sophie Clausen is here too, by the way. She was just saying that. How hard can it be, Runa? Usually when I need to open a jar, I have to scream, I need a man. Do you want to see the girly way of doing it? It kind of ruins the seal, though. Back of the knife.
But we can do something to help it.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Because it's sugar in it, and the sugar is in the inside of the lid.
Yeah, it probably is. The only way that I know how to do it is where you have to whack it a few places, but then your seal is no longer good and your jar can't really be reused. Okay, he's playing with hot water at the sink. Okay, so we're gonna say hi to some people here. I see lots of people here. Albert is here, Raymond is here. You gotta write the weather in there. Raymond's posting a drooling 19 degrees Celsius. I think we were at minus 20 earlier this week, but it's starting to warm up. Our pipes are frozen. We still have to like paint the yard. We don't have the toilet. We don't have dishwasher. We have to bring water from work to cook with. We take our showers here. Washing clothes here. So fortunately work is only 5 minutes away. Anyway, so that's what it's like to have frozen pipes in Norway. Nella's here from Finland. By the way, Albert is from
The same thing.
Brumunddal in Norway. Yeah, did you get it?
Yeah.
Yay! And Raymond is from Upside Down in Australia. Karl keeps calling him a sheep herder. Goes way back to that story. But I misread it and I thought he was a sheep hoarder, and I kind of like sheep hoarder better. So Raymond, you're now officially a sheep hoarder. A sheep hoarding herder, or a sheep herding hoarder. He could be both. Garcia's here from Holland. Yeah, Nella's from Finland. If I didn't say before, she found some amazing lace books today, and she's linking them, I hope. PJ Lightning's here. Suze is here. San Diego, by the way. Prude is here, still in South Africa. She said it's a cool evening here in the arse end of Africa, and it's pissing down rain. Sophie Clausen's here. She's still in Scotland. When are you gonna come back? She was here just before she moved to Scotland, by the way, but that's going on like 3-4 years now. She's been there forever now. Let's see. England is wet and windy today, and I'm completely soaked doing a park run this morning, says PJ Lightning. Anne Rose here from Belgium. Everybody's having crappy weather today. Heidi Lisette is here. Oh, Isak is hiding behind in headphones, but he got a package in the mail.
Cannot open it until Christmas Eve.
No, you got a Christmas present. Was it juleklapp you called it? Yeah, juleklapp. Is that same in Norwegian though, yeah?
No, julegaven.
I thought it was julegaven, yeah.
Julepakke.
Juleklapp in Swedish
svensk.
and... Yeah. Pruda says, hi Runa. Your sister's here too, by the way.
Hello.
Karin is here from Minnesota. Let's see. Oops, it's just scrolled on me, so I lost people here. There we are. Stina Knighton is here. Hey, vi kommer till sälja snart. I keep forgetting to tell her, but we're there weekly now, but just for a day. Let's see. She's living in Karl's hometown of Selja. Maya Raynor's here from Nevada. And Max is here. He's sorry you're late, Max. It's okay. The needle binding's gonna be a little bit later today too, so you're okay. Okay, and then I will catch up on the other things too. You got a lot of chat in there, so you have to make sure to check. Anne says, I have a little thing to help me open jars. It makes the lid pop. I bet it's one of those things. Okay, so we have to show what you're eating. Well, Karl's slow as hell. We're starting with the sweet stuff. This one we found, by the way, it has a short date on it. So if it doesn't taste perfect, it's because it says kort holdbarhet, men lika god. Doesn't last very long, but it's still good. This is called plommer i lake. What is lake? It's like a sugar water. This one's plums.
This apple.
Is it apple? Ah, you switched the lids, you bastard.
No.
Is it? Oh, this is äppler i krydderlake.
This is...
The tag. They used the same tag on both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, but now this one's apples in krydderlake, which is a spiced,
Good.
watery thing.
Sweet.
Sweet. Okay, well, you're gonna eat lots of it because now it's open. That's the plum. I have to show what it looks like. There you go.
This is stony.
This one has, okay. So it's got seed. This was a plum and cognac, so this one might be right up your alley. What do you think? You want to take the rest home? No, you don't look too pleased.
I wouldn't buy it myself.
Plomber i cognac, which is a plum and cognac. Herb brine, Karen. Herb brine is krydderlake. Herb brine. When I think of brine, I think of whoops, he's so exciting over there. I think of ham, when you brine the ham. But anyway, so we were trying to figure out where this is from because we didn't know what to serve this with. Here, I'll put it this way so it's... Oh, I want the pretty plate! We have an eclectic kind of amount of dishes here. Okay, so...
Yeah, it's sweet, good.
This one's sweet and good?
Yeah.
What would you do with this, though? Because we were
I
trying to
don't know.
figure it out, and all we could think of is old ladies seem to buy this at the grocery store. I'm sorry it just ejaculated on you. It's the cognac one. There. So we said, when I was working at the grocery store 25 years ago, first job in Norway, there was always old ladies buying fruit, quite a cocktail, but it's a kompot in Norwegian is it's like a syrupy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh my, the apples are good. I'm not so
it's
sure
good.
about the plum though, because I'm not a big fan of plums in the first place. Okay, so we were thinking, do you have this on? This actually would have been pretty good on ice cream. Would it be good on crackers?
Nah, I don't know. No, this is more dessert thing.
Okay, no, Karl gets the plums. It's okay though.
Yeah.
But cognac, I think it's the cognac thing's not my taste, but I like the apple thing. Okay. Now we're going on to the weird Karl food. But I can show one more thing. This is way out and I might want to give him to Isak. We are trying to figure out what kind of strange Norwegian food we haven't done yet. And when you look up strange Norwegian food on Google, one of them that came up was salt sild. And I don't think we've ever done the candy. No. But American candy is loaded with sugar. We have sprinkled sugar on everything. But Norwegian candy, and the Swedish candy too, by the way, has salmiak, which is, God knows what that is. It reminds me of a cleaning agent though.
Yeah.
And then salt. So where we use, and black licorice. So where we use sugar, they use salt. So that's what this is. Do you like these?
Yeah.
Well, good, you can have them, because I don't like these at all. I'm not even going to try one for you, because I hate them. But I don't like black licorice either. You take the whole bag. This is what they...
Isak might want.
Isak! Vill du ha en påse med gott? He's got his headphones on, pretending we don't exist today. No, so this is what they are. It's like black hard candy, black licorice.
Salta fiskar.
Oh no, this is a little bit slightly gummy.
Ja, tack.
Anyway. And you survived?
Do you like it?
Oh yeah, no, the Swedes love this stuff.
Tack så mycket, YouTube.
He says, tack så mycket, YouTube. Salt licorice. Yeah, no, this is horrible, but you like it. So my ex liked this too, and I believe Karl will eat it. It's usually, I gotta say though, one for the Norwegians, it's usually the last thing that's in the candy bowl. If you ever get like the bag of twist chocolate, which is a bunch of different kinds of chocolates, the last one in there, oh, it's too much on you and not enough on me, huh? Okay, well,
I don't like to be in focus.
no, I'll be on focus. They can watch me eat. I'm not eating this though. I know better. You can have it though. I squished it for you and everything. But no, that's always the black licorice ones are always the last one in the bowl.
Ah.
The first ones to go are the dime, which is a hard toffee chocolate with chocolate. And then there's the caramel ones go pretty quickly. Then there's
No.
all the regular ones. Marzipan seems to be one that sits all the time. I'm kind of surprised because marzipan is everywhere in Norway. Is that a Karl?
I
It's a
like all
Karl.
kind of candy, almost.
You do? Oh. Well, Isak, you get the rest of the bag. We're not touching it. Karl, you missed out on the candy, but try my plum. Look, we have a beautiful plate. Karl gets a beautiful plate too. Do you want to tell this story about the beautiful plates?
These
Here
are
you
not the
go.
beautiful plates. The
These
beautiful
are-
plates are the cheap blue ones.
The cheap blue ones, yeah. No, you want to tell the story about the beautiful plates because it's the only way you can see it. I'm eating the rest of this apple.
Yeah, no, we had a visitor. She might have been in the background here at some point.
She's hungry.
Yeah, she's from Hungary, and apparently they don't have blue plates in Hungary. So she was really impressed
glass,
with
yeah.
our beautiful blue plates.
And I bought them second hand for about the same price I paid for them originally 20 years ago at Ikea. They were just plain blue glass plates. But then she borrows one of my Wedgwood china dishes that happened to be in the cupboards because of the moving process. And she reheats a pizza in the microwave with them. They're silver tipped on the edges.
This wasn't bad.
You know, what do you think of the cognac one?
Yeah, I was about to say it like a plum who slept too close to an alcoholic.
Well, good. I think you get to inherit this. You get to take this one home. Because it's actually, I like it, but there's too much food here. So you can bring that one home to your Louisa. Since she couldn't make it today. I will go get 2 of your beer cans that you can have from your calendar. And you can figure out what you want to eat next and make. It's this we got to do a little bit later because it's still sitting, this thirst. But, okay, you entertain. I will go and get your beer. Because you get 2 more days in your calendar. It's Saturday.
Do you want me to drink 2 beers, woman?
I don't know. You usually have 2. Do you want just one? Rune can't have it. He's driving.
And, yeah, no, then one is more than enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the chat, but it's pointless.
Yeah.
It's too small and it moves way too quickly on this screen. Karin has the laptop over there, so she can read it. I can't.
Oh, these are soaked in water.
Yeah, but she put some in water.
Here, sure. Well, it says day 4 because you're only getting them on Saturdays.
Oh, please, no fruits.
I don't know what it is. Did you cheat and look at it ahead of time? Is that why you're freaking out at number 4?
I'm freaking out because statistically I'm getting the fruit no matter which number I take.
Finland says that plums are good for digestion, Karl. So you can have, what'd you get?
Nøysom Bizarra Authentica gluten-free pilsner.
Oh, you love gluten-free.
Italian light beer.
We gotta show the
Light beer.
label. You got a fun label. It looks very Italian. He looks like he's giving you an obscene gesture. Is it showing on there? Yeah.
Don't think we really can blame the Italians for this one. I strongly suspect this is...
What is the percent? 4.7, so it's pretty much as high as you can get.
It's not that light though.
No. It says that it will be good with wine, barbecue. Well, actually, wine or a glass, open flames, whole chickens with feathers, by the way, a leaf, a shark, and a pizza.
Now, these are things you just lie around to distract you from the taste of the beer.
Yeah.
I'll go and get a glass.
Okay. Your glass is on the counter there. Yeah. Okay, then I'll catch up a little bit here.
Nøysom is a Norwegian brand. Though.
Yeah. By the way, we looked for Pultost, Albert, but we couldn't find it. So if we could find it, we'll get it. Gamaloost, we've already done it, so we've decided that didn't need to be repeated. Everybody's missing Sophie and Stina. I like it. Albert said they had minus 22 where he works, so that everyone had jackets on inside because the doors were always open at some point for 30 minutes at a time. Oh, that sounds like here. Raymond says he has a collection of sheep, apparently. I told him he was a sheep hoarder. He's no longer a sheep herder, he's a sheep hoarder. PG says, I'm reading a short story about sheep at the moment, but the author doesn't know much about sheep. The flock has as many rams as ewes. Well, Raymond is clearly your go-to guy. Let's see. Does that plate have an off-center design? Oh, God, it probably does. Which one? This one? Maybe. I have to turn around so we can see. Yeah, maybe. Well, they're donated to us, so it's quite possible. That one looks somewhat...
Yeah, it's too light. It looks like it came out of the wrong end of the Norwegian Italian.
It came out of the wrong end of the Norwegian Italian, you said? But does it taste like it? Tria's here, says hello. Karl does not look happy.
No, I'm not happy.
There's a Swede over there. He'll probably drink the rest if you're really struggling.
I'll just put it out as Swedish bait.
He can't hear you, so. Okay, so that was I'm glad you enjoyed your beer, Karl. And then Karl's plate looks pretty on center with one little pit of the plum. And Runa's beautiful plate. You got like the 80s version of beautiful over there.
Yeah, nice.
I think, and then we have the plain. Okay, next, sorry, let that swing up. There we go. Okay, now we have to do should we start with the Akevitt Jelly? Do you want to go straight for the bad shit? And why you guys don't recognize this either. I've never seen it
Well,
before.
he does.
You
He
do?
has seen it before.
You've seen this one?
Yeah, I've eaten it too.
This is from Rumstad Gård
Not the same
Orkanger.
brand, but a different.
Yeah, no, this is, to me, this was a completely new concept.
Yeah.
Akevitt is Norwegian hard liquor.
Yeah, I don't think you can get Akevitt too easily in the United States, so you might have to explain what that is.
Well, it's if you start out
like
with
that,
basically just making moonshine or vodka or whatever you want to call it, and then you throw some spice in it, and then you end up with a product that is so horrible that nobody wants to buy it. So you put it on a sailing ship to Africa, and the thought that Africans will drink anything. When it gets down there, the Africans don't want it either, so they send it back home, and now it's drinkable. So from then on, they started putting them on ships so that they cross the equator at least twice. The really good ones have crossed the equator 4 to 6 times. And then they are drinkable. Something to do with temperature or something.
But the reason they're not sold in the United States because the alcohol content is too high or something?
No.
No, what is it?
It's like, it has the same alcohol content as cognac or vodka or whiskey or whatever. It's about 40%. The reason it's not sold in America is because when you can't get the Africans to drink it, you can probably not get the Americans to drink it either.
No, probably not. I know some people look for it just because it's extremely Norwegian. So usually you get like a shot glass of it with your fatty Christmas food, and you have that in a beer. You can't mix it with wine. I mean, don't have it with wine at the side, but
Yeah.
I learned
It's
that the hard way.
somewhere between whiskey and moonshine with spice in it.
So there is no alcohol in here, right?
No.
If I'm allergic to Akevitt, do you think I'll be allergic to this?
Depends on what you're learning.
I don't know what it is, but first I was because I had that and a glass of wine, and somebody said no, that's probably because you can't mix the two. Well, okay, so you just do beer. So then I had it with one beer,
It's not.
still had an
alcohol.
issue 4 hours later. So then I had it just by itself and nothing else, and still had an issue with it. So
But it might be some
It's the ingredients of it.
spices that you don't.
yeah, I don't know. I could try it anyway, but if I'm sick tomorrow, you'll know why. And then we have the multiple. We didn't know what kind of cheeses to get, so we got a bunch. I can show it there.
Kind of crackers to get.
What kind of crackers to get? No, we got, that's right, cheese. We got the brie that was on sale because it's going out of date. It's like the gas station new. But we, somebody else got one earlier today and we tested it and it was fine. So we thought we have to have this with brie. That was, we weren't quite sure. So this is just an assorted different kind of crackers. We've had this before on YouTube though. And it says that it goes for all kinds. I don't know. So it just looked like it was a good idea to have a variety of cracker. So we're having, you may choose your cracker weapon.
And this is for the Akevitt
It
Jelly.
says 5 different kinds of crackers for, ooh, cheer, yeah. But I don't know if, I mean, we were thinking you had to have a little bit of it on your cheese. Let's see, I'll turn it down so they can see what you're doing. Okay, oh, I got so much to catch up on too here. Peruta says, see 3 crackers sitting around the table. I see what you did there, Peruta. No, look, 5. These ones are quite interesting though. I have a tiny spoon. Okay, so random brie left from the side. Actually, I think this one says Dovre, which is a part of Norway. So it's Norwegian. Usually I like to steal cheese from other countries and claim it's Norwegian on YouTube. Ask Garcia about that one. It all turns out, or Belgium. It all turns out to be Dutch or Belgium. There we go. This was the one we're having.
Some of this on top.
Yeah. Are you surviving? Was it good? Does it taste like alcohol?
No.
No? Heidi Liseth says, Kjeks med ost og akevitt gelé litt godt. She's from that part of Norway that has this then, that Runa's sister. What do you think?
Yeah, not bad.
It's good? And it says, I'll have to keep on looking for you guys. Maybe on Christmas I'll know what to eat. Yeah, but this is, I think, the 3rd year that we were doing, that we've done strange Norwegian food. And we do it every December because need a little something to do indoors when it's winter. And it turns out you guys eat a lot of strange stuff. So we have to try it. Which cracker did you use now? Is it important? Let's go with a Ritz looking kind of one. All right, I'll try it. If it doesn't have too much of an alcoholic taste, then it should be good. This jar, we've been toting it around for 2 months now, so it's probably about time. Because you saw it wasn't Celia you found this, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Oops, it's sliding all over the place.
Very good.
Oh! It tastes like caraway. Carva.
Yeah, probably.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, no, I would expect every spice you can find
It's really
in
good.
Norway is in Akevitt, so...
I don't know why I don't care for Akevitt, but that one I can, that's really good. Are you having a big chunk of it now, Karl?
No, the chunk size is about the same, I think.
Because Runa taught me, because I'm so good with food, that I should put a half a grape on brie and a cracker, and then maybe a walnut or something. It was so good. I never thought about that, but the sweet and the yeah, with the salt was really good. So, but then, so when we thought about this, do I need to get grapes? And he said, nope, that should do for the grape, and he's right. It's a little bit of sweet. You had a big chunk of slime on yours now. You liked it? Ha! Look at that. Your sister knows what she's talking about, Runa. Here, I'll put it this way so they can see you for a minute, and I'll catch up. Okay. Apparently we could do the fruit with flirte. I think Albert somewhere wrote that yeah, his dad has that stuff with cream or flirte. But I was just thinking, yeah, that would taste good with ice cream, so then it should taste good with the flirte as well. And then, yeah, Nell wrote plums are good for the digestion. Oh, and she says, oh, those are good. That must be pointing up the, yeah, the salt licorice. Yeah, of course, because that was the other thing, too. It said strange Norwegian candy in Scandinavia, and then, of course, it points out Finland and their need for salmiak and salt as well.
I think that's mostly the Finns and the Swedes.
I think so too. They do it in Norway, but it was bigger in Sweden anyway when I was visiting than it is here.
Yeah, but I think we have it from them. I don't think this is something we've been digging around
No,
with
it was
on our own.
that particular candy was that particular one that I picked up was on the list of strange Norwegian foods according to Google, and Google knows everything. If it's on the internet, it can't possibly be wrong. Yeah, we found out.
But are you sure it's not the real salt sill they mean?
No, I have no idea. They were showing that name brand, but there's the salmiak in general.
No, but salt herring.
Oh,
That's-
salt herring.
Yeah, that's salt sill.
Oh, maybe.
That's what they're thinking about the strange Norwegian food.
Yeah, that could be. Oh, by the way, it's, Sophie says about the Akevitt Jelly. Anyway, she put caraway schnapps. It's disgusting. That's what she's calling Akevitt is. Caraway, but it is. Caraway is good. Yeah, it's got a strange, strong bread taste on it.
I actually like Akevitt. It's a lot of people have it in their head that it is super strong in the taste, but it's actually kind of mild. It's
I've only had it 3 times, and all 3 times it went bad, so I don't do it anymore.
I don't like it either. But,
I like Scotch whiskey, but that's it's a lot more resistance in drinking that than it is in drinking Akevitt. And American whiskey is just not drinkable in anybody's book.
Okay,
there's
go
there's
ahead.
a lot of types of Akevitt. It's
Yeah, there is
hundreds
different
of
seasoning.
types.
Your father bought one based on the Christmas look of the bottle,
Yeah.
so that should be good.
There are Akevitt for everything, you know.
Yeah,
Whatever you're eating, you can have Akevitt that fits that.
and it's not just for
Yeah.
Christmas anymore; it's for all time.
And you usually have a glass of beer with it.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Try to have a glass of beer with it, but maybe I was reacting to beer at the time too. I don't know. I could still drink beer then, so I have no idea. By the way, this answers every stereotype for the Minnesotan here. Sue says, I have some family in the backwoods of Kentucky that will drink anything. Laugh out loud. They'd probably buy it. I like that. And then Raymond says, that's awesome, Max. We should have some nice sideways stretch with a Coptic stitch. Oh, I have to read that. I'm currently making a hat for my younger brother using the Coptic tear. I'm stitching the round start. Oh, that would be good to see. I always get so mad because when I make that stitch, it's too loose. So I haven't done one in a while, but I still have the one I put in the shop. Let's see. They're talking amongst themselves, which is a good. Let's see if everybody missed anything. Oh yeah, and then Drea popped in, so we have to say hi to Drea. She's from my hometown of Duluth. I have smoked Gouda cheese in my fridge at the moment. I did get to try Norwegian brown cheese before. It was really good, but I can't find that here. Somebody knew where to find it, and I don't know where, but I think it's in, you got to go to Minneapolis at least, but there's a Scandinavian store in the Mall of America that probably has it. But it's only the Tina variety, the T-I-N-I one, and not the Gulbrandsust, Gulbrandsdalen. Let's see, we'll turn it this way again. Okay, what are we going to eat next on this?
I'm interested in the fish.
You want the fish? Okay, do you want, oops, sorry. It still says happy birthday back up there, by the way. Okay, so we have, okay, this is the sardines that you bought a long time ago that's been sitting on our table since summer. So you have to eat that. It has probably nothing to do with Norway, but, you know, if we're having kippers, you're having that. So this is kippers, and what is the difference between kippers and sardines? This one, by the way, says Denmark.
Size, maybe?
Glingere.
Degree of Danishness?
The degree of Danish. This one is kippers and oil. So you get to open that too. And this one says pepper kippers and oil. Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely Danish because that would be pepper in Norwegian.
I think the word kippers.
Eolia.
I think it is the same thing, but the Danish call it kippers. And people in the south of Norway call it kippers.
And we have one other type of fish that we absolutely had to do. Christmas anchovies fillet. There was like 2 different kind of packages of this. I don't know if it's the same kind or different size.
Isn't entirely the same thing.
But this one you don't have to eat all at once because it has a new lid. And this one is a fillet. More lagres surely, so you have to keep it in the refrigerator, which we did. Kind of. I think it's been on the counter, but the house is frozen. Okay. You get to open the anchovies too. We gotta go all of it. Ooh, very fishy. Ah, my gimbal is. Yeah, I know.
That you have to eat this pretty quickly now that it's open, right?
I see that as your problem, not mine. You like this stuff. Actually, it turns out I think I had some of the sardines we had last year. I didn't think was that bad. Smoke me a kipper and I'll be home in time for breakfast, says Raymond. Wait, kippers with cheese? This be delighting. I don't know. We could have it with cheese. Do you need to test that? You have to kind of test that now. That wasn't part of the plan, but I just figured we needed the crackers. Oh, and we have, you said we needed flatbread, so I got this one. This is from Sigdal. Which is herbs and sea salt, but this one actually looks like the kind of knäckebröd you can make at home. Knäckebröd is what they call it, hardtack. I have to put this up and you can watch Karl eat this stuff. You're just doing yours like a shot over there, Runa. Okay, it's like extremely soaked up on you, but I'm gonna open this because that's what the flatbread was for. I have no idea how to eat this stuff either. You like the anchovies? That's like the biggest joke to have on pizza, apparently, in the United States.
More crunchy version of chili oil.
Then, yeah, the kippers, there's the flatbread. So that's what flatbread looks like. You make like a big pan of it, and then you cut it up before it gets solid. Jennifer Miller's here. Welcome. I'm keeping, that's my flatbread. Okay. So look, there was no cheese on that cracker, but now I think you kind of have to do it just because PJ thought you were going to put cheese on it. You need? No, Karl does. We'd make Karl do it. He'll eat anything. Was it good? And you had the one in oil? The regular one or the pepper one?
This is close to normal chili oil, yeah? This one is a little bit more spicy, I think.
That's the pepper one, I think. Oh no, you've got the pepper one. And this is the one that's definitely not Norwegian. It's just been sitting in our cupboard for a while. And this is the regular one.
How long does it have to sit in the cupboard to be Norwegian?
I don't know, actually. We bought it at a foreign store. The one that has all the Arabic food and the Middle Eastern food.
Oh, the one with the horribly bad crab thingy I bought.
What crab thingy did you buy there that was so horrible? All I know is they've got Bjørne spice, so we like that place.
Well,
And they sell Toro balls and unicorn balls.
How would I know? It was a drawing of a crab on a metal box like this, and then a lot of Asian writing around it.
Let's see, we'll try playing.
And I don't think crab was the main ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
That
When Karl's doing it. Oh my god. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Karl's doing it with cheese. This one's for you, PJ. Anchovies and cheese.
Karl's doing it with cheese.
Oh yeah. And not made for children. He one-shotted it too, by the way. Was it good? You're the one who put sardines on donuts. I have pictures. All right.
I want to try too.
You're going to try not to? Look what you started, PJ. That wasn't the plan. Okay, we'll have to see how you survive. I'm going to have kippers and oil on mine. Just plain that. It's not even a very large amount. I'm kind of wimpy. That's like tuna. It tastes like tuna. But, you know, it's a fish. A little bit, yeah. But I never put the tuna in oil. Okay, what do you think there, Runa? Down it goes. You're not convinced? Do you think Karl tricked you?
No. It's a lot of flavors that collides inside the mouth.
This is very strong tasting, so I was thinking to try with this that is
Okay.
a little bit milder. To
So
see
you're
if
doing
I
more
can
of the cheese
taste
thing?
More of the cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It's okay.
So you're having it with, oh, this is the regular sardines that I tried. It wasn't the kippers. So Karl and I are on a, believe it or not, binge watching the Golden Girls. It's
You are
funny.
binge watching.
I am, well, actually binge listening because it turns out you can get a lot of needle binding done, or so I thought. But craft's done anyway. And we're having fun with Dorothy at the moment, Betty White's character. Because she's from Minnesota. She's from St. Olaf. And they're all Norwegian and Swedish. They're Norwegian mostly, she says, but Swedish. And everything sounds German spoken with a Swedish accent that she says. But she was referring to kippers. And I don't think I've ever had kippers before, so. Okay, where's the other kipper one? I put that there. There we go. So did you like it?
Yeah, I like this pepper.
You like the pepper one? I was gonna think that would taste like pepper mackerel, but. What do you think, Karl?
It's good.
Yeah? So Betty White could have kippers and brie. Sardines and brie.
Good, but that would be a little bit.
And then she would call it geflugen or something.
I don't think that would be eccentric enough for her.
Geflugenfisk or something like that. What would be eccentric enough for her? Okay. Kippers, plain. It's good. It's got a little bit of the apple juice on my plate. I like it. It's the oil thing that's a bit much. But then again, if I buy tuna fish, I would get tuna fish in water, not tuna fish in oil. Salt pond or whatever. Salt water. Okay. Raymond says, fish fingers and custard straight out of the freezer. Yes, I love it when Crichton was trying to call him a smeghead. Oh, I gotta read this back further. Sophie said I was introduced to kippers in the UK. I'm now 10 years in Scandinavia and she failed. You're originally from Germany, aren't you, Sophie? She's been living everywhere but Germany. Kind of like me, being from the United States, but living everywhere but United States. No, pretty much just Norway and United States for me, though. Louise is on, by the way. She says, good stuff. Look what you're missing out on, Louisa. I can turn it on Karl there, too. And then Jennifer Miller made it. Amaro said, I can buy that flatbread here. Oh, it's really good, the Sigdal one. Sigdal is, I don't know, about an hour outside of Drummond. But they have a lot of grain there. PJ says, he's Arnold Rimmer. And without him, life would be much grimmer. He's never mistaken for Yul Brynner. He's not bald, and his head doesn't glimmer at Raymond Roberts. That's cute. I'd had to read that one slowly, though. That's probably where the line, then smoke me a kipper and I'll be home in time for dinner, comes from. Yeah, no, PJ recognized that one. She knows that quote. Jennifer says, I love anchovies on pizza. You know, I gotta say, I've never tried it. It just got such a bad rap, I never did it. But I will put some on my apple tainted. I'll have some. Okay. I'm assuming this just tastes like fish.
No.
Should we see? I survive. Anchovy. The look on your face.
Yeah, no, it's... If you've never had that before, then... Well, you have had similar. We had glasses of things that was kind of like this.
Got a bit of a bad rap. It's kind of good, but a bit much. Yeah, I can see why you said a lot of flavor with the brie. Because it's got, it tastes a little, well, it says Yule anchovies, so it's Christmas anchovies, so that's probably why it's got a bit of cloves. Cloves and...
Salt.
A lot of salt. Yeah, it's not bad, but
Yeah.
if it was a fish that was, it kind of tastes like a rotten one because it's just like mush. There's nothing to bite into, it just goes squish.
Yeah, that's true for all four of those.
It's okay though, but I don't know if I'd want to put that on pizza. Be a Christmas pizza. Okay. Then I have to try the pepper one. I've got forks for everything here. What else haven't we tried now? Oh, we have to do the surst. That's going to really mix up our flavors here. Fish and brown cheese. And then I don't know how much else we have left today, but we have some thoughts for next week is kind of like the last one we were here. Yeah, so are you doing what are you doing with the lemon mayonnaise?
I'm putting it on a cracker.
With what though?
Probably fish.
Which one?
No, it's not brie.
Not brie with it?
No, that's too stupid even for me.
So what are you going to have it with? He's going for the pepper kippers, people. Pepper kippers and lemon mayonnaise.
That is not odd in anybody's book. Karin.
No, but we ate all the odd shit first. I gotta say, I kind of like the pepper one more too. Which is odd because I usually think pepper is too much. But maybe I didn't eat a peppercorn. Go generous into that fishy night.
What I'm most suspicious about here is the bread, the flatbread.
Yeah? Do you not like the flatbread?
I'm
This one's really good. It's
I'm
just,
skeptical of it.
well, you gotta do a cracker. I didn't want to get normal flatbread. I just got the something that looked more. It's really good, but it's a salty.
It's only full corn, whole corns.
Probably I have the 46% of seeds and nuts. Or seeds or sharned. Anyway. And what do you think, Karl? We're good?
I think this is the kind of flatbread a man in his 60s buy when he's had his second heart attack and he decides that it's time to live healthy.
I don't know if the mayonnaise is going to make it very healthy, though. It says sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, rug, which is rye, havrekli, which I forget what that is, it's kind of oat, havregryn, which is oatmeal, linen seeds, speltkli, and krusakli, and salt. And a little bit of a like 0.4% spice blend.
So you're telling me that drinking gluten-free beer to this is maybe not a good idea?
Didn't you give it to the Swede?
No, everybody, what's in the box the Swede can have when he...
Oh, yeah. We'll go and make the Swede very happy over there. Watch this. How dare you not be on YouTube today? No, he has a... We'll respect his wishes, but he'll earn his beer. Isak! Karl said this tastes like shit, so you have to have it.
I have to have it.
Happy Swede! Is it okay?
Tastes fine for me.
Yeah. Tastes fine to the Swede, Karl.
I don't think I said it tasted like shit, it's just not good.
No, I wanted to sell it to him. So I told him it tasted like shit. Okay, so we've got one more thing to try here. Oh, it's actually, time's going by faster than I thought. So we'll have to do needle binding soon, so then you can get on your way. So this one we've had before. This is the lefse. But we didn't make it from scratch. You can get it like this, which basically looks like cardboard. And then you wet both sides of it for 20 and let it sit for 20 minutes under a wet cloth. So it should be done now. And then what we got with this one was, now it's nice and soft. And then you put butter and sugar and cinnamon on it and roll it up and eat it. But we've had something called dravla, which was here, which is like brown cheese curds in liquid. Apparently that's for this area. I don't know, it was too for that, so we had to try it. And then we were at your house in Salya, and they had gumba, which looks a bit, he must like it, he's burping over there. We had something called gumba, and I don't know quite what the difference was between the two, but one was runnier than the other.
Yeah, I think it's a progression of how liquid it is.
Yeah.
Gombe is almost solid. Dravle is somewhere in between, and I think this is water.
Okay, and this one we just found, which was called surst, and the only difference I can see is it's got raisins in it, apparently.
And
However-
semmelgryn too.
Some mulligren, yeah. What is, yeah. But I didn't notice this, because we also got this a couple of weeks ago, and apparently it went out of the date on the 20th. I don't think that really means much, because it's been in a refrigerator and we haven't opened it. So hopefully it's good, but if not, then we can blame it on that.
I think it's going to be horrible either way.
Yep. Traditionally, it's used with lefse, vortebrød, and waffles. Okay, no, it looks like gumbo with raisins.
Yeah, okay, it's a little bit more solid than I thought it would be.
We'll find out. Let's see. We gotta have a spoon for
I
this.
think it's more or less the same.
Oh no, it's much more solid than. Was it the gumbo one? Both of them were runny compared to this. This is like chunk.
No, gombe is not runny. It should be like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there, it's really, yeah, because the gumbo we've had was maybe the gumbo. It wasn't this thick though.
It's about that way.
All right, well, I'm gonna pick out the raisins because seriously, but I'm gonna have some. All right, so you
It's
guys
like
have to one too. Here.
every place in Norway takes a different byproduct from their dairy production and call it traditional.
Yeah. No, I don't like raisins. But it'll have the flavor in there anyway. So I'll pick out the raisins because I'm American. I'm picky. It's weird though. If I make oatmeal cookies, I'll make them with the raisins in it, but I'll pick them out because everybody else should have. I feel like a 2-year-old. But I would think this is good though. If you like brown cheese, I can imagine you'd like this too though. So there he goes with the raisins picked out. There they are. No, I mean they can still be saved. We'll give them to Karl. And I suppose I should spread out a bit better, but I got so much apple juice on my plate here. I'll just smash it with the back of a spoon. I probably could have put on crap tons more than I did. So I'll rip my lefse in half. I suppose you could roll it up. You could use lefse for a lot of things too. You can make like salmon wraps with it too. Yum. What is lefse, by the way? It's just flour and...
I don't know exactly.
It's good. It's like a sweet brown cheese. With a hint of raisin taste. But
Yeah,
sourced.
also take the raisins out.
Yeah, you didn't want the raisins either. Ah, see, I'm not the only one being picky over here. It does have a hint of a raisin flavor to it, but look, raisins on the side. Score 1 for the anti-raisin team. Karl, you could get lucky. You could have a crap ton of raisins on yours. I'm eating that. I like brown cheese though. But this one is, there you go. See how Runa does? You made yours a proper way. What do you think? Can you still taste the raisins?
Yeah, there was one raisin left.
Oh, you got one through? One of them snuck in? What about you, Karl? Oh, you haven't made one yet. You're still sitting over there in sardine heaven. Kipper. But what is the difference between kipper and a sardine?
Nationality.
Okay. Okay, and then I have to look, we'll flip it around here. And I'll read a bit more in chat. But see what you think, because have you had this searched before? I was kind of surprised we found that. Oops, there we go. Find Karl. Where's Karl? Other way down. I can control the gimbal.
Good.
There. Yeah? Here you go, Karl. Have some. Eat some more. Do you think Louisa would eat that?
No.
No, it's dairy. She can't have dairy. Otherwise, I'd send it home with her. Stina says, I think we need to test this stuff next time you guys are in Salia. No, there's lots of stuff to test. Oh, there's more. We gotta go way back here. Brie and banana. Strange, but I'll give it a try, says Anne. Somebody suggested it. Add some honey to your brie and nuts. Yum, yum. Actually, we were gonna bring honey from Outer today. We forgot. 'Cause that one was supposed to be good with the Akevitt too.
I think bananas might be the universal food. It goes good with everything.
Bananas go great with everything. It takes a lot to make brie go bad, says Sophie. Oh yeah, there's a lot here missing. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, if it's as long as it's not moldy, you're good. Same thing with any cheese, really, just scrape it off. If it's blue cheese, you're screwed. You just don't know. Let's see. I went a little too far back. Yeah, there was it. Add some honey to the brie, but that was actually recommended with the Akevitt thing, but I forgot to bring it. But brie and banana, that could actually be pretty interesting. I have to agree.
Yeah, maybe.
PJ's got an image of Drea saying, sitting in your fridge smoking your Gouda cheese. Yeah, that would be kind of cute. And then Sophie says also that depends on the whiskey scotch, though. Karl, a space side is a lot more enjoyable than Akevitt. On an island, whiskey is definitely harder to drink. I'm not a whiskey person.
Spice side?
Spey side, it says, but it could be a typo. It was a bit further back, though, but a S-P-E-Y side. So, I'm thinking like, a neutered fish. I don't know. Spade. No, get it? Okay, fine. Smoke me a kipper. Okay, I'm going to keep reading that. Smoke me a kipper and I'll be home in time for breakfast. I have to keep reading that. Let's see. Karin, most kippers are herrings. Sardines are pilchards. I don't even know what that is. Or sprats. That would be why, because I don't know what a pilchard or a sprat is either. But I know what a sardine is and herring. But, so maybe that would be it then. If kippers are herring, then that would be the difference between that and sardine. I'm learning so much today. I have to Google like man when I get home. PJ says, if I have beefsteak mushroom, then I hope I have butter and a pan for it. And that's where that's coming. What if you have a beefsteak mushroom? Bovril has its place, but it's like comparing beef with a mushroom. Oh, I get it. A lot of vegetarians will do that. They'll substitute mushrooms for meat. But portobello mushrooms got a bit of a meaty taste to it, I gotta admit. Brie is moldy by definition. No, that's true. No, it's space side. Okay. She wrote space side. It is a type of Highland single malt, says Sophie. We need to practice whiskey on you at some point, but I think you're limited on your amount of alcoholism for Saturdays. He was so disappointed because I was only going to give him one beer because he was the only one drinking.
I drink whiskey, and with the Scottish one, I can kind of see a progression in price. The more expensive it is, generally, the better it is.
Yeah.
With American, is just not good, no matter how expensive it is.
Yeah. I'm eating more here. Yum. Thirst.
Jack Daniels says like you produce it by just giving a horse a lot of water and waiting.
Jennifer says, I didn't make grits this morning, but I love grits, cheesy, and shrimp. Okay, grits, if I could even, I don't even know, you couldn't get those in Minnesota to save your life in the 80s. I think you can find them pretty much now at the bigger stores, but there's no way you'll find those here. But it's like,
You find them for the salt.
it's like a rice version of couscous. I don't know what the heck you would call that, but it's really good,
I
though.
think it's corn, not rice.
Yeah, maybe it's corn. I have no idea what the hell it is. You have to explain that for the...
Thank you for food. I think
I
we
have
are
to
leaving.
explain.
Yep, what can we send home with you? You need to take this home with you?
Yeah, and that's all. I think.
You don't think she wants this
No,
one?
no.
Because I think she can't have the cheese stuff, so...
But this is good.
Okay. You want to take the rest of the fennel with you?
No,
Okay. No, we'll
you
just...
can leave it there. I eat some every day.
Yeah, I've had a little bit, but not much. Okay. Deal. All right, bye, Raina.
Yes. Bye bye.
Okay. So now I have to move on to needle binding because I see we're at like 55 minutes, or no, 50 minutes. So Karl will keep eating because this is basically dinner. We have a lot of sardine. It's a really interesting mix. We have sardine, brown cheese, and don't forget the Akevitt Jelly all the way over there.
Goodbye, Karin. Hey, welcome.
See you, Heido.
See you.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can find a place that doesn't have sugar on the bottom. Yeah?
For future, we should buy one of these at a time.
Yeah, no, we'll figure out what to do with it, but we can seal it and refrigerate it. It'll be good. Okay, so my stash busting is going to hell. I did get a little bit more done, and then I realized Christmas calendar has begun, and I need to do something with that too, because I still have to submit a pattern. So this is as far as I got on the Dalby hat. It's definitely more speckly. But this is over 3 loops, and the other one was finished 2 + 2, so it was over 4 loops. Sorry. So they're going just about as fast, but you would think this would be thinner, but they're about the same in density. Maybe the other one's slightly more dense. Karin, my grandson just saw you on the video and said, you look like me, and I told him we're sisters. Flipping the camera. It says happy birthday above my head. There we go. That's right. That's right, we're sisters. We're like this. Well, actually... we're like this, because she's over there and I'm over here. It's a small world after all. You can... Hi, grandson. Okay. I had kids late in life, so my kids aren't old enough to be mothers yet, but soon. Well, actually, you know, maybe technically, but it'd be way too soon. So anyway, that was as far as I got on my stash busting. I still have to finish that hat. And then we went into another project here. Fun yarn, because December is the fun yarn, is the color of the month, but you can use any color. So I realized I didn't have any red yarn to make a Christmas pattern with, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, but then Karl found this crap. And, oh, I forget what it's called, and I think it's in my bag somewhere over there, but anyway, so I got a skein of this, and it's a 100-gram skein, so it's pretty big. Let's see if I can turn this down just a bit more, maybe. It will stay in shot. There we go. But it's a shifting color, and it's a slow shifting one. So I'm needle binding it, but if I can find the end, you'll see where the problem's going to come in. Because this fun yarn is basically a core with other fibers wrapped around it. And there's only 15% wool. Everything else is God knows what. Acrylic and polyester and a little bit of nylon and everything. But this is where it can go wrong, because it's just a core. So when you're pulling your yarn through again and again and again, it's going to start making it do this if you're not real careful. And I had that problem before with some other home and cottage yarn, I think, which was like that too. It was really beautiful wool, but it was wool wrapped around a cotton core, so it didn't stay. So that's something to keep in mind. So that is why now then my project that I'm making isn't quite as loose as this on there, but it's a bit more bunched, because of every time you pull through. So I found out quickly, 20 butterfly wraps, which I usually do, is not a good idea. So I only use about 10. I have to use shorter lengths now, so this doesn't happen. The 15% wool is just enough to splice it with a spit splice if you want to do that. But I have to overlap it like about this much, because then I'll be able to work quite a few stitches with that, and then pull very careful through each one. But yeah, a lot of bitching and whining and some hard aggression on there, and you can actually splice it together, but you have to have a really big overlap or it'll come undone. So what I'm making with it, and this will be on the Christmas calendar, we're hoping that'll get done by Sunday. It probably will be, but not as big as I want. It'll be a scarf, but you can see when it's worked up, it looks a lot, it doesn't look as loose as it is here. So if it was knitting, it'd be much looser, or maybe even crochet, but it's because it's getting pulled through that, and you'll see little bobbles here and there where the wool got chumped up. So fun yarn, you can use it, but it's, oh wow, you gotta be careful. So, and the splices, they look a little hard at first, but they get softer as it's worn out. But this is what I'm making. It's basically a net type scarf, but it'll have, if it shows well, maybe we shouldn't look at the ends, because the ends are going to be kind of like hanging loop, and there's just one twist on the end. And I will probably block this flat, but because of the amount of polyester and synthetic fiber in here, I don't think I'm going to be able to use much heat. Very, very low heat through a wet cloth, and just hold it and very quickly. And that will basically take out all the bumps and make it go flat, and maybe keep these laying a little bit flat too. It's just literally the one twist that needs to churn the row. But the ends of it are a little bit different lengths because, oh, thank you. I hope my kid likes it too, actually. This is her kind of yarn, but it's way too synthetic for me to put in the shop. But if you can see it, it's basically a net. So the holes are going like this. And depending where the hole ends, because you have 3 places, they're like that, the loop on the end will be a little bit long or very short. I think it gets even longer than that, depending on which end I'm working on at the time. Here's my start. I should have left a tail. So when I write the pattern, I'm going to have a tail on it, but in this case, I actually just went to the end and then I added my 25 stitches and went around, and I regret that, but no one will ever know. It's gonna look, you can see how much it squishes up though, so I would need this to be pretty wide. So we'll see how far it gets by Sunday. I think that's when she wanted the pattern by, but I'll go as wide as I can, and then I'll force Karl to wear it in an arrogant picture, and it should be fun. And it's on her Masterhof Nalbinding. If you have seen her advent calendar, the Nalbinding advent calendar, if you look up Nalbinding or Nalbinding advent calendar, you'll find it. And it says Danish, Masterhof Nalbinding, which means a lot of needle binding, but the patterns are in quite a few languages. So this is where I am now. And this is basically a repeat. So it'll be an easy pattern to do, but you got to do a little thinking. So it's chain 10. Actually, I should show here. Chain 10, 5 stitches go into the previous row, and then chain 10, and then 5 in the previous row, chain 10, chain 5. So that's all it is until you get to the ends. And the ends, you might have to go 35 around, but the shortest one will have 25. So 2 sets of 10 and 5 for the side. But because of where, like this one has almost 40, I think. Depends on where it ends. But that's the idea, is that it slants. So the next row, this one was attached here. The 5 got attached there. So now the next row gets attached the 5 after, so half of the 10. And then the one after that, half of that 10. And that's how you get these here. So I was starting to make a shawl. If you've seen me on Ravelry, which I'm horrible at loading them there, even worse than anything else. There was a project that was started, which was supposed to be a net shawl. And the reason I haven't finished this is I can't find it. But that one I attached with 2 stitches to the previous round, and it almost isn't quite enough. If you do with 1, it's going to have like one really long thin string. So you need at least 2, but I'm very happy in this case that I did 5. So I did a quick test. It turned out, I sent a picture to Marie, and she asked, can I get it done by this weekend? Like, well, we'll see. It might be really skinny. Because right now if I block it, it'll be wide enough for a scarf, but it would be ridiculously thin when worn. So I would ideally want to have it 4 times this at least before finishing. So that's my needle binding fun for the day. And then I can show you on it. So there's enough repeat. After a while, you just kind of repeat the pattern, but it'll be one of those that's written more like a chart than anything else. So here I have 10 stitches. The fuzzy yarn makes it hard to count, but I can count the bottoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I probably need one more. You can always fudge it a little bit if you're not sure. 10, So there's my 10. This is Oslo, by the way, because I didn't want to think about the stitch. I was thinking about doing this in York, but York is so twisty, so I thought this would make it worse. But you can see where this yarn is going to slide and pull through. So the fuzz gets like these little chunks after a while. And then you count on your previous row, careful not to switch it. Then you count ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it will go in the 11th one. If you screwed up your counting or whatever, you'll just always remember that if you did it, there's your chunk of 5 from the previous row, your next chunk of 5 is going to start just after it or just before it, depending on the direction, because this goes back and forth. You turn it and you do again, and then you don't want to twist this one, and then you continue. So there's one, and then you got to pull through kind of carefully. You don't want to put a death grip on it, and you don't want it to get stuck, because it's a bit like mohair, so if you get like a little knot on it, it's going to get stuck. And then pulling that thing out is going to take a few Hail Marys. And then, of course, finding the stitch is a bit tricky, but you can do it. But no death grip, but lightly pull it through so it doesn't pull the yarn. 2, 3. And, of course, can't pull it too tight either because it'll also rip. 4, and then 1 more. And then there's another gripe about this yarn, which I'll show you too. So there I've got my 5, and now I will chain 10 and jump over 10 and start attaching to that part. But another gripe is, look what it's doing to my needle. You can't have too much of a tail because every time you want to try to pull it through, the yarn will stick together. These two pieces will stick together. And you have to like use the jaws of death to cut it apart. Wrong way. I shouldn't be doing this too much either because this is not good either. There we go. Look at the fuzz build up on the end of my needle. I would have used the bigger needle if I could have found it for this. It's just easier for that stitch and size yarn, but I have to constantly cut these every once in a while because not only is it making a little knot around the eye of my needle, but it is causing all the wool that cuts through to fuzz as well. So I found out this is not a good project to have more than one layer of yarn through, so I will just have the one long one, and I would rather splice more often. But as long as you have a big overlap, it will work. Also, yes, I could dig this out forever. You need a sharp scissors. Let's see. There, you'll see the end. The more I go, the end of the yarn that I'm working with is going to get even more stretched out, and sometimes the fuzz is like way over. But it's because of that pulling thing, so I have to be careful. But yeah, and again, when splicing, I have to overlap it a lot so that I can get a couple of stitches out of that to make it harder for it to work its way out again. So it's possible to use the fun yarn. It is, but a little bit of swearing and a lot of patience, and you should be okay. But it'll be kind of fun to see what this looks like. But to really make the whole pattern show, because right now it looks like that, to make the whole pattern show, I will block it. But I'll have to be very careful because of the amount of plastic in this yarn. So let's see, I'll catch up on your on chat a little bit because I'm behind. I finished just over 60, but they were here longer than I thought. So Jennifer loves the scarf. Yay! Well, now you can make one. You can use any of the fuzzy yarn that you can find at Walmart, for example. You're 53, which makes you pretty old. You're only 2 years older than me, so there you go. Almost 1.5. I like PJ. I had no kids. I had books instead. That's awesome. My brother would agree with you. He has lots of books. It took me a long time to stop collecting books because I still have a lot, though. Oh, there we go. Grits are made with whole dried white corn kernels and from dent corn, a variety of corn which has a higher starch content, which gives grits theirs creamy, soft texture. That explains it. No, I would absolutely love grits. Next time I'm in the United States, I'll try to buy some and bring it here. I think the other ones need to try it. Yeah, I like the colors on the Dalby hat. Those were quite fun. And this was just a regular sock yarn, so it's about 15% nylon. But I wanted to see what it did, and I wanted to see the difference of finished stitch versus the Dalby stitch Russian stitch would do to it. So I'm kind of happy with that. I will post the other hat onto Instagram as part of the stash busting, but I want to have this one done too, so you can see the two side by side. Let's see. Raim says, I think there's quite a few of us born in the late 1900s as Gen Alpha. They like to say, I'm Gen X. I'm just at the end of it, I think. PJ's a boomer. There was actually a boomer in the early 70s as well, at least my class. It went from like a normal class size in grade school to of 20 or something to like suddenly there was 35 in my class. Technically everything after 1950 is late 1900s. You're right. Anna Taylor says, I was born in mid-1900s, and I guess that makes me a mid-century modern. We're vintage, all of us. You're either vintage or you're a millennial. No, the millennials are getting pretty old now too, actually. I'm 6 months older than Doctor Who, says PJ, the show, not the character. That's impressive, actually, but I didn't think the show was that old. That sounds really bad. I'm insulting people left and right. I like Doctor Who! I'm shaking the computer, the phone as I'm reading here. Anna says, I'm a year and a half older than Disneyland. Hey, when I was born, being a child of 1972, when I was born, Nixon was out and I was in. That's how I used to tell people. That's right, President Nixon, I think he got ousted that year. More looking at needle binding so I can read without shoving my face too close in. Garbage is not fun to look at. There we are. Love this shawl, says Garcia. This would actually make a really nice shawl too. The other thing too is it's a scarf, so it's hard to see how long it is on here. If I do like, okay, so we use the hat as a head, and then if I stand up here, you can see kind of the entire length of it. So it started out, I used 250 stitches when I started it. But it will still go one round around my neck and still, gimbal. It'll still go one round around my neck and hang a little bit in the front, which is what I wanted. But it'll be interesting to see if it doesn't get any shorter. Because I tried to do one where you just start with a line in the middle and then you go around and around and around like a little, like an oval. And that one just, not only did it shrink after 3 rows, but it kept shrinking more and more and more. And I ended up having to put panels on the end of it to get the length back. But so far, this one is holding true. It's, shrunk up a little bit, which it does the first 2-3 rows, and then it hasn't shrunk up since, so that's good. But I don't know if it's because of the holes that is keeping it like that. Let's see. Roger, yarn everywhere and not a sweater to wear. Oh, you're in Huntington Beach. What do you need a sweater for? Oops, let's put that down. Let's see. That's because you're at the end. You missed the sardines and the herring. Roger. But you can always watch that bun back. Jennifer says, I'm still pretty new to nalbinding, making some mittens while trying. My stitches look pretty good, but I'm struggling with consistency and patterns, and I'm lashing on some tablet weaving right now. Oh, the tablet weaving makes it all tie together so nicely. I want to put them together in something fancy. You can see a lot of them on Pinterest where they've got like a band at the bottom of the hat, which looks really quite nice. The trick is not to sew the band on so tight that it doesn't stretch to fit your head. Sophie just turned 30 12 years ago. I was going to say, wait a minute, I remember your 30th birthday. Anne said I was hoping to attend Disneyland's 100th anniversary event. Ever since I went there in the 2nd month it was open. The couple watching me while my sister was being born, so they took me there. Oh, I've been there a couple times. Roger's taken us to, my ex-husband and I, he took us to Disneyland in California a couple of times, and I was at Disney World. The second time I was there, Epcot Center was being built. Doctor Who is 60 years old. No way, is Doctor Who 60? It started in 1963. I would have not have thought of that. And yeah, Nella says it's, okay, I gotta start watching Doctor Who. So there you go. Anyway, needle binding. An ocean called. They're running out of herring. Bite me, Roger. We've got their herring and the sardines. This would make Betty White on the Golden Girls cry. But anyway, so there you go. A little bit of needle binding, a lot of weird food. We are running out of, because we don't want to do repeats because all the old YouTube videos are still up, so you can still kind of see what we had last year. Because we didn't do lutefisk yet, and lutefisk is expensive as hell because nobody's stupid enough to eat that. But we want just like, if we can find it, just a little fillet because nobody likes it. Actually, so they'll try it. It'll be kind of interesting and fun, but you don't want to waste like 200 kroner worth of lutefisk jellied fish. There's another thing that we could make that we haven't had yet, and that is siltelabbed. I think we talked about it a little bit last year because we were having the smala hova, which is the sheep's head, which is actually this part of Norway that eats. That was pretty interesting, by the way. I still can't get past Runa eating the eyeball. And Karl, by the way. They will eat anything. But anyway, Silta labber is... Okay, so now you've already had the sheep's head, so now we got to eat the pig's hooves. So Silta labber. We're thinking about trying that one next week, because it's easier to get to, and it's on sale right now, too. Sophie loves the sheep's head. Oh my God, you guys are sick. I gotta say, the cheek flesh was really, really good, though. So I'll give it that. But I could not get past the consistency of the tongue, and I was not even going to touch the eyeballs. Nope, can't do it. Not going to happen. But apparently it's an extreme sport for people to come here and do it. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too, is then I'm thinking, okay, now we're going to have to, like, tell people to look away from the camera because, you know, it's a sheep's head and it looks like a sheep's head. But everybody handled it just well. So I kept saying, okay, we're going to look at the sheep's head now. I was afraid I'd get, like, all kinds of animal rights activists and everything yelling at us, but it's a thing here. But no, actually you guys are all real tough. Oh yeah, we used to go out in the woods and chop off the heads. And I'm like, okay, this is our crowd. So now we'll see how you do with pig's feet. I think that's what we're gonna do next week. There's another one is called skrei, which is a type of cod fish that's in northern Lofoten, but I don't know if we can get it. There was also something called a seagull egg. I forget what that was called, but that's pretty damn near impossible to find right now. And you don't want to harvest those yourselves. Those things are pretty territorial when they have children around or eggs around. And there was torsketunge, which is cod tongues. And that used to be a job that kids could do, is they could literally take the tongues off of the fish. Which because it's such a delicacy here, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get a hold of that one either. But we should be able to get a hold of the pickled pig's feet. Yeah, is what Jennifer has. They're pickled here. That's what it's called. Silta means pickled, and then labber is the hooves. So yeah, it's pickled pig's feet. I don't know what I called it before, but your translation is perfect. So there you go. Yeah, it's common in South Germany as cuisine as well, so Sophie. I think Poland as well, where my family comes from originally. I think they've also had that. So we'll be able to have that. And hopefully Louise is going to be feeling better so she can come as well, and then we'll find something that isn't animal because she doesn't eat meat. So, Eisbein, ice leg. I like that. All right, but we're over time now, so I'm going to let you go. And I'm going to take Karl home so he can drink maybe a beer that he does like. But then thanks for playing, and hopefully I'll have this pattern up by the end of the weekend for Marie. It might not be as wide as I like it, but I'll continue to finish it. And I need Karl to model it because it's so pretty. Won't he look great in this? Okay, anyway, so we'll see. It'll be Saturday next weekend too. There is one more Saturday after that before Christmas that we can do Strange Norwegian Food, but we will be in Selje for that. That is Little Christmas Eve on the 23rd. So we will see what we can come up with for that. Okay, bye.